Welcome to an epic journey through the wonders of science. Today, we're diving into over 40 fascinating science facts that span from ancient civilizations to cutting-edge discoveries in 2025. Buckle up for mind-blowing insights that'll spark your curiosity and leave you in awe of human ingenuity. We've organized this adventure into chapters, starting with ancient discoveries and ending with today's breakthroughs. Each fact comes with a 6-sentence explanation to dive deeper into its significance while keeping things engaging. Let's jump right in. Chapter 1. Ancient Science Marvels. The Antikythera Mechanism was an ancient Greek device for predicting astronomical events. Discovered in a 2,000-year-old shipwreck off Antikythera, this intricate bronze device used a complex system of gears to model the movements of the sun, moon, and planets. It's often called the world's first analog computer due to its mechanical sophistication. The mechanism could predict eclipses and track lunar phases, showcasing the Greeks' advanced understanding of astronomy. Its craftsmanship suggests a level of technological expertise not seen again until the Middle Ages. Scholars believe it was likely used for educational or navigational purposes. Its discovery in 1901 stunned researchers, revealing the depth of ancient scientific knowledge. Ancient Egyptians used geometry to build the pyramids with precision. Around 2600 BCE, the Great Pyramid of Giza was constructed, with sides aligned to true north, with an error of just 0.5 degrees. This required sophisticated measurements and calculations, likely using tools like plumb bobs and sighting instruments. The Egyptians' understanding of geometry allowed them to create stable, massive structures that have endured for millennia. Their methods included calculating slopes and angles to ensure structural integrity. This precision reflects a practical mastery of mathematics, applied long before formal geometry was codified. The pyramids stand as a testament to their engineering and astronomical skills. Babylonians developed early algebra to solve practical problems. By 1800 BCE, scribes in Mesopotamia recorded mathematical solutions on clay tablets for tasks like land measurement and trade. These tablets show they could solve quadratic equations using methods resembling modern algebra. Their work included tables for multiplication, division, and even square roots used in commerce and astronomy. This early algebraic system influenced later Greek and Islamic mathematicians. The Babylonians' practical approach laid crucial foundations for abstract mathematics. Their legacy persists in the numerical systems we use today. Ancient Chinese astronomers recorded supernovae in 185 CE. Chinese records described a guest star in the sky, now identified as SN 185, a supernova visible for 8 months. These observations were meticulously documented in historical texts, like the Book of the Later Han. The Chinese used such events to refine their calendars and predict celestial omens, blending science with culture. Their ability to track stars and planets without telescopes highlights their observational prowess. This supernova record is one of the earliest confirmed astronomical events in history. It remains a valuable data point for modern astrophysicists studying stellar evolution. The Greeks proposed the Earth was round. Around 350 BCE, Aristotle observed that the Earth's shadow on the moon during a lunar eclipse was always curved, suggesting a spherical planet. He also noted that stars' positions shifted as one traveled north or south, consistent with a round Earth. This idea challenged earlier flat Earth beliefs and gained traction among Greek scholars. Pythagoras and later Eratosthenes further supported this with mathematical arguments. Eratosthenes even calculated Earth's circumference with remarkable accuracy around 240 BCE. Aristotle's observations laid a philosophical foundation for modern geography and astronomy. Ancient Indians developed the concept of zero. By the 5th century CE, mathematicians like Aryabhata used zero as a placeholder in their decimal system, a major leap in numerical notation. This allowed for efficient calculations and the representation of large numbers. The concept spread to the Islamic world and Europe, revolutionizing mathematics. Earlier systems like Roman numerals lacked a zero, making complex computations cumbersome. Indian texts like the Bakshali manuscript show early use of zero as a number, not just a placeholder. This innovation is fundamental to modern arithmetic and computing. Mayans created precise calendars based on astronomy, By 300 CE, the Mayan long-count calendar tracked time over vast periods, using cycles based on Venus and solar observations. Their astronomers calculated the solar year to within minutes of modern measurements, without telescopes. Temples like Chichen Itza were aligned with celestial events, such as equinoxes, for ritual purposes. The calendar's complexity reflects a deep understanding of mathematics and astronomy. It was used to plan agriculture, ceremonies, and even warfare. This system remains a remarkable achievement in ancient science. Ancient Greeks studied optics and light refraction. Around 300 BCE, Euclid's optics described how light travels in straight lines and bends when passing through different mediums like water. He proposed that vision occurs when rays emanate from the eyes, a theory later corrected but influential at the time. His work included early ideas about reflection and the geometry of sight. This laid groundwork for later scientists like Ptolemy and Ibn al-Haytham. Greek optics influenced fields from astronomy to architecture, where light was manipulated in temples. Euclid's systematic approach marked an early step toward experimental physics. Chapter 2: Medieval and Renaissance Breakthroughs. Islamic scholars preserved and expanded Greek science. During the 9th century, Baghdad's House of Wisdom became a hub for translating Greek texts on astronomy, mathematics, and medicine. Scholars like al-Khwarizmi built on these works, developing algebra and algorithms that shaped modern mathematics. Their translations ensured ancient knowledge survived Europe's dark ages. They also conducted original research, such as refining star catalogues used for navigation. This intellectual bridge connected ancient and Renaissance science. Their contributions were critical to the global scientific tradition. Ibn al-Haytham pioneered the scientific method. In the 10th century, this Islamic scholar conducted controlled experiments to study light and vision, detailed in his Book of Optics. He refuted the Greek idea that eyes emit rays, showing instead that light enters the eye from objects. His systematic approach, hypothesis, experiment, conclusion, resembles modern scientific practice. His work on lenses and refraction influenced later European optics, including telescope design. Ibn al-Haytham's methods were adopted by Renaissance scientists like Galileo. His legacy underscores the importance of evidence-based inquiry. The magnetic compass was refined in medieval China. By the 11th century, Chinese navigators used magnetized needles floating in water to find north, improving maritime exploration. Earlier, compasses were used for geomancy, but their adaptation for navigation transformed trade. This technology spread to the Islamic world and Europe, enabling long-distance voyages. By the 13th century, it was standard on ships, aiding the age of exploration. The compass reliability reduced reliance on stars in cloudy weather. It remains a symbol of medieval ingenuity and applied science. Medieval alchemists laid groundwork for chemistry. In the 12th century, European and Islamic alchemists experimented with metals, acids, and distillation, seeking to transform substances. Though driven by mystical goals like the philosopher's stone, they discovered techniques like alcohol distillation. Their apparatus, such as alembics, became standard in later chemical labs. Jabir ibn Hayyan, an 8th century alchemist, introduced systematic classification of substances. These efforts shifted alchemy toward empirical chemistry by the Renaissance. Their legacy is seen in modern chemical processes. Fibonacci introduced Arabic numerals to Europe. In his 1202 book, Liber Abaci, Fibonacci popularized the 0 to 9 numeral system learned from Islamic mathematicians. This replaced cumbersome Roman numerals, simplifying arithmetic for trade and science. The system included zero and place value notation, enabling complex calculations. Fibonacci's work also introduced sequences, like the Fibonacci sequence, to mathematics. By the 15th century, Arabic numerals dominated European commerce and scholarship. This adoption was a pivotal step toward modern mathematics. The printing press revolutionized knowledge sharing. Johannes Gutenberg's 1440 invention used movable type to mass-produce books, slashing costs. Before this, manuscripts were laboriously copied by hand, limiting access. The press enabled rapid dissemination of scientific texts, fueling the Renaissance. By 1500, millions of books circulated, including works by Copernicus and Vesalius. It democratized knowledge, allowing scholars to build on each other's ideas. This technology reshaped intellectual and scientific progress. Copernicus proposed a heliocentric universe. In 1543, his book De Revolutionibus argued that Earth and planets orbit the Sun, challenging the geocentric model. This contradicted church teachings, which placed Earth at the universe's center. Copernicus used mathematical models to support his theory, reviving ancient Greek ideas. His work faced resistance but inspired astronomers like Kepler and Galileo. It marked the start of the scientific revolution, shifting humanity's cosmic perspective. His ideas laid the foundation for modern astronomy. Leonardo da Vinci sketched early machines. In the 15th century, his notebooks contained designs for flying machines, tanks, and parachutes, blending art with engineering. Though most were unbuilt, his drawings show a grasp of mechanics like gears and levers. He studied anatomy and fluid dynamics, applying observations to his inventions. His visionary ideas, like helicopters, anticipated later technologies. Da Vinci's interdisciplinary approach inspired Renaissance and modern inventors. His sketches remain iconic for their creativity and foresight. Chapter 3: Industrial Age Discoveries. Newton's laws unified physics. In his 1687 work, Principia, Isaac Newton formulated 3 laws of motion and universal gravitation, explaining phenomena from falling apples to planetary orbits. His first law states objects remain at rest or in motion unless acted upon, defining inertia. The second law relates force, mass, and acceleration, enabling precise calculations. The third law, action-reaction, explains how forces interact, like rocket propulsion. These laws provided a universal framework for physics, guiding engineering and astronomy. They dominated science until Einstein's relativity expanded the field. Lavoisier founded modern chemistry. In the 1780s, Antoine Lavoisier disproved the phlogiston theory, showing combustion involves oxygen, which he named. He established the law of mass conservation, stating matter is neither created nor destroyed in reactions. His precise experiments, using balances, set standards for chemical analysis. Lavoisier's nomenclature system standardized element names like hydrogen. His work shifted chemistry from alchemy to a rigorous science. He was executed during the French Revolution, but his legacy endures in every lab. Jenner developed the smallpox vaccine. In 1796, Edward Jenner noticed milkmaids exposed to cowpox were immune to smallpox, a deadly disease. He inoculated a boy with cowpox, then exposed him to smallpox, proving immunity. This was the first vaccine, derived from vacca, Latin for cow. Jenner's method spread globally, saving millions and eventually eradicating smallpox by 1980. His work established immunology as a field, despite initial skepticism. Vaccination remains a cornerstone of public health. Faraday discovered electromagnetic induction. In 1831, Michael Faraday found that moving a magnet through a coil of wire generates electric current, a principle called induction. This discovery enabled the creation of electric generators, powering the Industrial Revolution. Faraday's experiments also showed electricity and magnetism are linked, laying groundwork for Maxwell's equations. His work led to electric motors, transformers, and modern power grids. Despite lacking formal education, Faraday's insights revolutionized technology. His lectures popularized science, inspiring future generations. Darwin proposed evolution by natural selection. In 1859, Charles Darwin's On the Origin of Species argued that species evolve through natural selection, where traits aiding survival are passed on. He observed variations in finches on the Galapagos Islands, linking them to environmental pressures. Darwin's theory challenged religious views, sparking debate, but amassed evidence from fossils and biology. It unified life sciences, explaining biodiversity from microbes to mammals. His work, co-developed with Alfred Russel Wallace, reshaped scientific thought. Evolution remains a foundational concept in biology. Mendel laid the foundations of genetics. In the 1860s, Gregor Mendel's experiments with pea plants revealed how traits are inherited through discrete units, now called genes. He crossbred plants, tracking traits like flower color, and formulated laws of inheritance. His findings showed traits segregate independently, predicting offspring characteristics. Ignored during his life, Mendel's work was rediscovered in 1900, launching genetics. His principles explain heredity in all organisms, from plants to humans. Modern genetics, including DNA research, builds on his insights. Maxwell unified electricity and magnetism. In 1865, James Clerk Maxwell's equations showed electricity and magnetism are aspects of one force, electromagnetism. His mathematical models predicted electromagnetic waves, like light, travel at a constant speed. This unified disparate phenomena from lightning to radio waves into a single theory. Maxwell's work enabled technologies like radio, radar, and microwaves. His equations are a pinnacle of 19th century physics, rivaling Newton's laws. They paved the way for Einstein's relativity and modern electronics. Pasteur proved germs cause disease. In the 1860s, Louis Pasteur's experiments showed microorganisms cause fermentation and disease, debunking spontaneous generation. He developed pasteurization, heating liquids to kill bacteria, preserving milk and wine. His germ theory revolutionized medicine, linking microbes to infections like cholera. Pasteur created vaccines for rabies and anthrax, saving countless lives. His work led to sterile surgical techniques, reducing mortality. His legacy is foundational to microbiology and public health. Chapter 4: 20th Century Revolutions. Einstein's relativity redefined space and time. In 1905, Albert Einstein's special relativity showed time and space are relative, with time slowing at high speeds. His 1915 general relativity described gravity as the curvature of space-time, caused by mass. These theories explained phenomena like Mercury's orbit and time dilation in GPS satellites. They challenged Newtonian physics, introducing concepts like black holes. Einstein's equations enabled modern cosmology and technologies like nuclear energy. His work remains a cornerstone of theoretical physics. Fleming discovered penicillin. In 1928, Alexander Fleming noticed mold on a petri dish killed nearby bacteria, identifying penicillin, the first antibiotic. This accidental discovery occurred when mold spores contaminated his lab at St. Mary's Hospital. Penicillin was mass-produced during World War II, saving millions from infections like sepsis. Its development spurred research into other antibiotics, transforming medicine. Resistance now poses challenges, but penicillin's impact is unmatched. Fleming shared the 1945 Nobel Prize for this life-saving breakthrough. Heisenberg developed quantum mechanics. In 1925, Werner Heisenberg introduced matrix mechanics, describing subatomic particles with probabilities, not certainties. This broke from classical physics, where particles had definite paths. His uncertainty principle stated that position and momentum cannot be measured precisely simultaneously. Quantum mechanics explained atomic behavior, enabling technologies like semiconductors. Heisenberg's work, alongside Schrödinger's, shaped 20th century physics. It remains essential to understanding matter at its smallest scales. Turing formalized computation. In 1936, Alan Turing's Turing machine provided a mathematical model for computation, defining what computers can do. It introduced the concept of algorithms, executable instructions for problem solving. During World War II, Turing's code-breaking at Bletchley Park cracked Nazi Enigma codes, aiding the Allies. His work laid foundations for modern computers and artificial intelligence. Turing faced persecution for his homosexuality, but his legacy is now celebrated. Computer science owes its theoretical roots to him. Crick and Watson modeled DNA. In 1953, Francis Crick and James Watson, with Rosalind Franklin's X-ray data, proposed DNA's double helix structure. This showed how genetic information is stored and replicated in cells. Their model explained how DNA's base pairs, AT, CG, encode instructions for life. Published in Nature, it launched molecular biology, enabling genetic engineering. Franklin's contributions were initially under-recognized, but are now acknowledged. DNA research drives modern medicine and biotechnology. Sputnik launched the space race. In 1957, the Soviet Union's Sputnik became the first artificial satellite to orbit Earth, shocking the world. This 83 kg sphere broadcast radio signals, proving space was accessible. It spurred the US to create NASA and invest in Apollo missions. The space race drove advances in rocketry, computing, and materials. Sputnik's launch marked the dawn of the space age. Its legacy includes satellites for communication and navigation. Apollo 11 landed on the Moon. In 1969, NASA's Apollo 11 mission saw Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin walk on the lunar surface, a historic first. Launched by a Saturn V rocket, the mission required unprecedented engineering. The astronauts collected samples, proving the Moon's ancient origins. Watched by millions, it symbolized human ambition and unity. Apollo spurred technologies like microchips and medical imaging. It remains a pinnacle of exploration. The Internet was born from ARPANET. In 1969, the US Department of Defense's ARPANET connected computers at 4 universities, forming a network. This evolved into the Internet, linking billions by the 21st century. Protocols like TCP/IP, developed in the 1970s, enabled global connectivity. The Internet transformed communication, commerce, and research, creating the digital age. Early visionaries like Vinton Cerf shaped its open architecture. It continues to redefine society and science. The Human Genome Project mapped our DNA. Launched in 1990 and completed in 2003, it sequenced the 3 billion base pairs in human DNA. This international effort revealed about 20,000 genes, fewer than expected. It provided a reference for studying genetic diseases and evolution. The project's data drives personalized medicine, like targeted cancer therapies. Its open access model accelerated global research. Genomics now shapes healthcare and biotechnology. CRISPR-enabled gene editing. In 2012, scientists harnessed CRISPR-Cas9, a bacterial defense system, to edit DNA with precision. It cuts DNA at specific sites, allowing genes to be added or removed. This promises cures for genetic disorders like sickle cell anemia. CRISPR's simplicity made it widely accessible, sparking a biotech revolution. Ethical concerns, like designer babies, prompted global debate. Its developers, Doudna and Charpentier, won the 2020 Nobel Prize. Gravitational waves were detected. In 2015, LIGO observed ripples in space-time from colliding black holes, confirming Einstein's 1915 prediction. These waves, detected 1.3 billion years after the event, opened a new way to study the cosmos. LIGO's laser interferometers measured distortions smaller than a proton's width. This discovery validated general relativity and revealed black hole properties. It launched gravitational wave astronomy, probing cosmic events. The 2017 Nobel Prize recognized this breakthrough. The first image of a black hole was captured. In 2019, the Event Horizon Telescope, a global network of radio dishes, imaged a black hole in galaxy M87. This silhouette, surrounded by glowing gas, matched Einstein's predictions. The black hole, 6.5 billion times the Sun's mass, was 55 million light-years away. The image required processing petabytes of data, a computational feat. It visualized an object once thought unobservable, captivating the public. This milestone advanced our understanding of gravity and accretion disks. Chapter 5. Modern scientific milestones. Quantum computers became practical. By 2023, companies like IBM built quantum systems, solving problems too complex for classical computers, like molecular simulations. Unlike traditional bits, quantum bits, qubits, use superposition, enabling exponential processing power. Early applications included optimizing supply chains and cryptography. Challenges like error correction remain, but progress is rapid. Quantum computing could transform drug discovery and materials science. Its potential is driving global investment in the 2020s. AI transformed industries. In the 2020s, AI models, like those from xAI, processed massive datasets, accelerating discoveries in medicine and physics. Deep learning enabled pattern recognition, from diagnosing diseases to predicting protein structures. AI's automation raised concerns about jobs and ethics, prompting regulation debates. Its integration into daily life, like virtual assistants, reshaped society. Collaborative platforms, like AlphaFold, solve decades-old scientific problems. AI's growth continues to redefine research and innovation. Perseverance rover searched for Martian life. Launched in 2020, NASA's Perseverance collected rock samples from Jezero Crater, a former lakebed. These samples, analyzed by 2025, showed signs of ancient water, hinting at past habitability. The rover's Ingenuity helicopter proved powered flight on Mars, a historic first. Its instruments, like MOXIE, tested oxygen production for future missions. Sample return missions, planned for the 2030s, could confirm microbial fossils. Perseverance's work fuels the quest for extraterrestrial life. Fusion energy neared reality. In 2022, the joint European torus, JET, produced sustained fusion reactions, releasing 59 megajoules of energy. Fusion mimics the sun's power, combining hydrogen isotopes to form helium, releasing vast energy. Unlike fission, it produces minimal radioactive waste, promising clean power. Challenges include sustaining reactions at 100 million degrees Celsius. By 2025, projects like ITER aimed for net energy gain. Fusion could solve global energy demand sustainably. mRNA vaccines fought pandemics. In 2020, mRNA vaccines by Pfizer and Moderna trained immune systems to target COVID-19 spike protein, saving millions. Unlike traditional vaccines, mRNA uses genetic instructions, enabling rapid development. Their success, built on decades of research, revolutionized vaccinology. By 2025, mRNA targeted cancers and other diseases, like malaria. Side effects, like temporary fatigue, were manageable, boosting public trust. This technology heralds a new era in medicine. Synthetic biology created new organisms. By 2020, scientists engineered bacteria with synthetic DNA, producing novel proteins for medicine. This involved rewriting genetic codes, expanding beyond nature's 20 amino acids. Applications included biofuels and biodegradable plastics, addressing environmental challenges. Ethical concerns, like ecological risks, prompted oversight. Pioneers like Craig Venter led this field, building on genome synthesis. Synthetic biology could redefine biotechnology by 2030. Brain-computer interfaces advanced. In 2024, Neuralinks implants enabled users to control devices with thoughts, aiding paralysis patients. These devices, inserted via robotic surgery, recorded neural signals with thousands of electrodes. Early trials allowed typing and cursor control, restoring independence. Privacy concerns arose, as neural data could reveal personal thoughts. By 2025, competitors like Synchron expanded applications to communication. This technology could merge human cognition with AI. Room temperature superconductors were achieved. In 2023, scientists developed materials conducting electricity without resistance at 20 degrees Celsius, a breakthrough. Previous superconductors required near absolute zero, limiting applications. These materials, like carbon-sulfur hydrides, worked under high pressure but showed promise. They could enable lossless power grids, maglev trains, and MRI advancements. By 2025, research aimed to reduce pressure requirements. Superconductors could transform energy and transportation. Nanomedicine targeted diseases. By 2025, nanoparticles delivered drugs to cancer cells, minimizing damage to healthy tissue. These particles, engineered at the molecular scale, crossed biological barriers like the blood-brain interface. They carried chemotherapy or RNA therapies, improving outcomes. Clinical trials showed reduced side effects like nausea in patients. Safety concerns like nanoparticle toxicity required rigorous testing. Nanomedicine promises precision healthcare in the future. Wow, what a journey through thousands of years of human curiosity and discovery. From ancient star charts to quantum computers, these 40-plus facts show how far we've come and how much more there is to explore. Which fact blew your mind the most? Drop it in the comments below. If you loved this deep dive, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more science adventures. Share this video with your friends to spark their curiosity too. Until next time, keep asking questions and stay curious about the universe.